Brother West. This is Brother West, and I want to speak a word of knowledge, a word of wisdom, and prophecy, prophetic to you. And I will say this: in your life, you were chosen, and in your life, God called you, and you knew it. And once you got the call, and once you answered the call, you responded to the call, you began to do what God had called you to do. You're trying, you're reading, studying, seeking God's faith, and God was speaking to you. He was speaking to you in dreams. He was speaking to you while you were asleep. He was speaking to you. He was giving you visions, and He was moving in you. But then there came a situation, there came a circumstance where the person or the people that you looked up to, the people that you want to learn from and see, because you just want to know. You just want to know the mind of God. You just want to be a better person. And the unfortunate thing, when you were going to other people for help, and when you were going to other people for assistance and tutelage, the unfortunate thing happened. They saw your gift, and because the gift that God had put in you was peculiar, and the reason why, and the gift that God had put in you was greater, even greater than even what they even had experienced, even in them. And because the gift that God had put even in them that they saw, because they saw it, they tried to kill it. They tried to kill your gift. They tried to kill your voice. They tried to kill everything about you. They tried to silence you. And the sad thing about it, there were many occasions, there were many times when you were befriended, you were taken into a secret chamber, place where you were able to talk and you're able to express yourself. And the sad thing about it, and they promise you many things, and the sad thing about it, you would notice and you discover that on the next day, or even on Sunday, or even somewhere down the road, the things that you share from your heart, you would discover and you notice that it was being said. And it was sad because there was so much that you wanted to do. There was so much that you wanted to say for God, but it felt like someone was holding you back. And the sad thing about it was jealousy. It was jealousy because they wanted all the credit. They wanted to they wanted to position themselves a way wherein you can't influence, or what you do. People won't acknowledge even the gift that you had. And so what did they do? They tried to kill your gift. They tried to pervert your gift. They talked about you. They used even things that you talked to them and you expressed to them even your weakest moment, and going to them as a leader, going to them as someone that can cover and as someone that can protect. When you shared all those things to them, but when you had a disagreement and when you bump heads, they use those things against you. And it's so unfortunate, it's so sad, and you're hurting and you wonder, God, why? But I want you to be encouraged, because God hears your cry, and God is going to turn things around, and God is removing their voice out of your life, and He's removing them, and He's elevating you for such a time as this. So be encouraged, for God has heard your cry. He's heard your cry, and not only has God has heard your cry, He remembered you. See, you thought God had forgot you. See, you thought that you was a late bloomer. You thought, and see, when others were moving forward, when God was blessing other people, where you was left behind, and you thought that God had forgot about you. You thought you were forsaken. You thought that because of your mistake, you thought your mistake disqualified you. But no, whom God called, He qualified. And so what I want to tell you is just celebrate the fact that God remembered, and know that God removed and blocked the hand of the enemy. See, because there was many men in your life, they tried to get the credit, but that's why God blocked it. That's why the breakup was so bad. See, because they had bad intentions, but God blocked it. And see, because what God is doing, God don't want no man to get the credit. What God is doing in your life, that's why He blocked it. He do not want no man in no flesh to get the credit. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. And this is a prophetic word. His grace will be there for you. He will protect you. Just know that. God bless you.